Okay, so here we have a 3-month heat map. This is on finviz.com, and we see it's mostly red with some pockets of green. But if we get a little bit closer, we'll see a different picture. So this is 1 month. So the past 1 month has been more positive. We can see that we are seeing more red in the energy. And if you know that the energy sector has been acting as a inverse from the overall market, this is a good sign that energy is red and the rest of the market is green. So let's take it down to 1 week. And here we can see that last week was kind of a mixed week. And so we've had some red, some green. But let's take a look on what happened on Friday. So Friday was a really great day, really progressive. And we made a lot of headway, and that will show on the charts. Before we go over to the charts, let's take a look from this perspective of kind of the sector rotation that may be occurring. So I have this filtered by performance per month. What I'm looking for is to see what's happening within the last week in the strongest sectors with the highest month. So we can see, and we know that healthcare and biotech has been performing very well. Last week, they actually had red weeks, but we had green weeks in consumer electronics, healthcare plans, mortgage finance, residential construction, and food distribution. We're also seeing some in discount stores, trucking, restaurants, drug manufacturer. So it's possible that these sectors here are going to be the next strongest sectors, hopefully making the bottom. We know that biotech already made a bottom. And so we are going to be looking in these names to see some strong breakouts and to see some bottoming formation. Here we have a daily and a weekly view of the NASDAQ comp. We see on the daily, we are getting very tight here. We are making higher lows. We made 3 higher lows, and we are sitting right under the 50-day. So this is something that I find interesting. So the last time we were in this situation, the distance from the low to the 50-day was about 11%. Then after that, then after that new higher low was made, it was about 6.8% from the 50-day. Now we make another higher low, and we are only we're about 3%, about 3.5%, 3% away from the 50-day. So we're getting much tighter and tighter. So we know that we're building pressure here, and either we're gonna go to the top side or we're gonna go to the bottom side. I don't know. This is the weekly. This purple line here, it's hard to see, but this is the 5-week moving average, and I want to see a close above the 5-week moving average. No matter what stock I'm trading, I want it to be above the 5-week moving average. And we see we close right on top of it. So this is an indicator that the stock market's gonna have to make a decision. We need to either go to the upside or the downside, and we are going to play whichever side it occurs. We are going to play accordingly. We're not trying to estimate or predict. We're just going to react to whatever it is that occurs in this upcoming week. But I think we'll have a definitive answer by the end of next week, what direction we're headed. If we have made our final higher low here in this kind of bottoming formation, or if we are going to start taking out some of these lows. And then, if that's the case, then ideally we would want a horrific and violent and fast final flush. So we'll take a look at some other things. It is interesting. We see ARK here. ARK is trying to bottom. It's making the higher lows. It's getting tight. 46.95 area, 47 area has been rejected a few times, and I've been trying to trade this, and I just can't seem to hold on to a position. But you can see that this is red here and this is black here, which means that the 10 and 21 has crossed, which is bullish for me. It has not crossed on the weekly, but we did close above the 5-week. So I am looking on the 5-week moving average on the weekly. So I am looking to get long in some of these names, but again, it needs to meet the right criteria. We'll look at the Qs. The Qs are the same thing. Has not had that 1021 cross on the daily, but we did close right on the 5-week moving average. We are making the higher lows on the daily. So again, the Qs are right pinned up against the 50-day moving average. So it's going to need to make a decision. And the same for SPY. SPY has been resting on this. So we broke it and then we closed above it. And so again, well, it's possible that the low was made on June 17th, but we do have to get above this 50 and ideally just really just start having have a follow through day, which is possible. We can possibly have a follow through day this week. And if that's the case, then the follow through low will be the new, zone for if that gets taken out, then the probability of us having that final flush is very likely. So that's something we want to see. Real quick, we'll take a look at the VIX. We are going closer and closer to taking out this 2374 low. That would be really good. Ideally, we want to get into the teens so that the market is not so volatile. Okay, now we're going to look at some sectors that have made that 1021 cross and are closing above that 5-week moving average. So this is ARKK, so genomics. So if you are interested in trading some of these names, just look up some of the top holdings and then you'll see if there are any tradable setups. ITB is home construction. Again, the 1021 has crossed. It's getting real tight on this 50-day, and it has closed very bullishly on the week above the 5-week moving average. So again, so just go and look in your scanner for home construction and see if there's any names setting up. Now, SMH is the semiconductor. This did not close in the 1021, but it on the daily, but it did close above the 5-week moving average. So this is telling me to start looking for setups. I can tell you right now, there's not a whole lot of setups, but if there's money being moved into this sector, we know that Congress is passing CHIP, which is a program to start funding and helping out with semiconductor manufacturing. So if there's money moving into this sector, then that is something we want to look for when trying to go long. This is TAN. This is the solar ETF that we were interested in last week. It actually had a very terrible week. It did get bought up a little bit on Friday, but it was a red week and it closed below the 5-day moving average. And it is not something that I am looking at getting long in. I'm moving away from the solar. Now is just not the right time. XLK is the technology fund, close above the 5-week. Did not close strong on the daily for the 1021 cross, but is right pinned up against that 50-day moving average. So if you can get over this 134.28 area, we're going to look into the technology sector. Consumer staples close right on the line, close right below the 50-day. So it's getting tight. And this is a pattern that we are seeing more and more, which is telling me that the appetite is we want to start trading again. We want to start putting risk on. We are being pinned down by all the economic factors going on, but I believe that the overall breadth is we are being cautious, but we are hungry. We want to start trading again. We want to start making money again. And you can see this in select sectors and in the day-to-day action. Any type of resistance is met with a strong reaction, which means that everyone who's trading is trading very cautiously. But we are trading. We want to make money. We're done with the bear market. We want to get this thing going. And lastly, this is the China Large Cap ETF. We did have some strong bullish action within the last couple of weeks. However, it's broken down. It had a really bad week, closing below the 50-day on the daily and closing below the 5-week moving average. So China historically has been not a great place to put your money. And this is just proving again and again that we want to stay away from China names. And lastly, this is my 30-30-30 stock screener. I'll post the link for this video. And we only have 17 names. And so what you want to do is you want to run the scan and then you want to look at these individual names to see if there's anything that are setting up. And then if risk can be defined and you can position size correctly in a nice tight spot, then these are the areas that you want to look at. We have healthcare, we have biotech, we have drug manufacturing, semiconductors, food distribution. This is exactly what it is that all of these other scanners and all of the other heat maps is telling us, and exactly what the sectors are telling us. So again, all of these things come down to individual names. And we can see that this scanner is running the best names and the most strong names. And it is your job to go through and handpick the best setups. If you need help with this, please let me know. Us over at Voyage Trading Group, very helpful. We are ready to help. We love helping new guys, new gals. It's totally free. You just join the Discord and then you start chatting, you start sharing ideas. We share ideas. Nothing is salesy about it. There's no hidden anything. It's just a bunch of traders coming together and sharing ideas. And to be honest, most of the ideas that we are sharing have nothing to do with individual stocks. Most of it, it's about mindset. It's about journaling. It's about trade log. It's about risk management. That's the real value. Is we're not just saying, hey, go buy Halo. We're saying this is what we like. And then the people in the chat are asking the questions like, if you were to buy this, where'd you place to stop? Or I'm having a really hard time. I keep getting stopped out. What do you guys think I'm doing wrong? And so that's what we're here for. We're building a community. We're not trying to do pump and dumps. We're not trying to take anybody's money. I'm totally free. And we have a lot of great advanced traders. So if that's something you're interested in, Voyage Trade Group on Discord, the link is down in the description. Hope you guys have a great week. Thank you guys. Later.